Okay, so this is kind of a continuation off of the Kenny and Sharon. Um, what we're looking at is backpacks. Now, not every one of these pictures is perfect. I mean, when you're dealing with trying to get a screenshot, you kind of do the best you can do, and it is what it is. But this, I believe, lends credibility to Kenny's different styles of hiking. And this is where I pulled the screenshot when he got back to his car. Slingshot. Um, I was going to do another video for that. And to be honest with you, it just really, I didn't I didn't want to pull away from what I was trying to get at. Now I realized that the sound in the phone recording part, it really wasn't that good. But if you listen to that and you listen to where she says they used to shoot slingshots and he was teaching her how to skip rocks. Um, that slingshot is not. I don't believe a person would make that up 7 years later. Um, I just don't. I mean, everybody knows my stance, and I'm not, I ain't gonna trash her when I'm trying to give her some credibility. Um, as near as I can tell, I mean, you've got the molly down the sides. You really can't see the camelback water, or the hydration hose. I think that's what they call it, the hydration hose. I know these backpacks hold a water bladder. Um, you can get several different sizes of the bladder. They just are what they are. Um, these packs with the molly, these are popular simply because you can attach a lot to it. That's a whole different topic anyway. My point is, this is a day pack. I mean, that's what you take when you're going out and back. There it is on a day hike. This pack, right here, thermarest, sleeping bag, snowshoes, and lo and behold, here's another slingshot. Binoculars. Here's a hydration hose coming out of this pack. If you ask me, right here is his distance setup. Now, the thing for me that done it with the slingshot is, I don't know how many people mess around with slingshots. You can kill a hell of a lot of stuff. If you're out, you see a rabbit, you can pop a rabbit and you have a dinner. I'm not sure what kind of birds are out there that a person would want to eat, but if it's got pretty much in North America, anything with hair on it is something that you can potentially eat. It's just getting past a plate fright. This kind of lends credit to something that I think people overlook as far as Kenny's knowledge of the desert. I think it lends credibility to the pine nuts. Here's a guy that he wasn't an idiot. He wasn't. He knew that desert. The reason I started watching Kenny, I had a survival channel when I used to watch Kenny. And what I liked about Kenny was most of the time he went very minimalistic. Knowledge weighs less than all the equipment. I mean, you look at that pack, and I know for a lot of hikers, and I'm talking hikers, the guys that do the Appalachian Trail, the guys that do the Pacific Crest Trail, those guys. Now, granted, the people that are doing the trails like that, they have resupply points, and they're going, they might have 2 weeks worth of stuff, they might have a week's worth of stuff. I don't know, but I do know on the Appalachian Trail, people put out boxes, and they put out what they call trail magic. Granola bars, candy bars, Gatorade, different things like that. And when the hikers come into it, it gives them a psychological boost. It just kind of ups their spirit if they're a little bit on the down and out side, like, holy Christ, what the hell am I doing? How much is a bus ticket home? And then you come up on that box of goodies, and it's like, you didn't know a Snickers bar was just about as close to heaven as you could get at the time. So anyway, this pack picture, I mean, you can tell exactly where I got it. This, to me, says a lot more that maybe people just do not know. Here's the same pack. I would say this is kind of an out and back wintertime. You want a little bit bigger pack. That way you can put a little bit of extra stuff in there, just in case. Sheryon appears to have on just a little day pack. I would say this blue hose is her hydration port. And so it just is what it is. They're up snowshoeing. I would be inclined to say this is a day hike. His pack isn't near as full. He doesn't have all the equipment yet. He probably has enough with him just in case they hit a danger zone. Alright, we'll see a better picture of this pack. I believe this was his day pack before he went to the Camelback. Got a bottle of water in a side pocket. Pretty much what you would expect to see. Here's the same pack, pockets on both sides. Looks like a water bottle cap. That would coincide with the last picture, I believe, his water bottle. Left side, right side. Either way, and who knows if that's the same day. One thing that I will say, a lot of times when I go do my hikes, I show you guys my pickup, because I don't want to give you guys an illusion that I have parked out here climbed all the way up here and got a picture showing my pickup way the hell out in the boonies. If I park and I'm on an overlook, kind of like when I first went up to scout for the kids' navigation test location, yeah, I mean, I think the first day I went up there, I was pretty much within a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile the entire time. The day after, you guys seen what happened there. I believe that was 3.5 miles. But that's irrelevant. My point is, anyway, I don't. Well, probably 99% of us don't know what kind of road access. We don't know exactly where these kind of pictures were taken. I mean, it could have been on a pass. I can go on some passes and park next to the road and have it look like I'm a mountain climbing son of a gun. But, and I'm not trying to take away the credit from them, because the pictures are what they are. We just don't know where the cars are. Not like it really matters. This was just, my point to this was, here's the smaller pack. You probably would carry some extra water, maybe a light jacket, some snacks, and that's going off the assumption that Sheryon, I believe the picture I showed of Sheryon on the point, if you look at these rock lines, yeah, I don't know where that picture is. In the last video, the pictures of Sheryon standing out on the cliff, I believe it was the same day, same time. I believe that her pack, hydration bladder again, this looks like it's a little bit bigger. Some of us refer to this as like a 3-day assault pack. And what that means is it's just a bigger pack. You can put a little bit more stuff in it. Definitely has a water bladder. Here's the hydration hose. So, I believe that some of these are, I just am believing that, especially what really flipped it is finally right here is, that's a hell of a lot of gear just to go out and back. And from what I'm looking in the background, I ain't seeing where the snowshoes are going to come in too handy, but I don't know the time of year, I don't know the direction, I don't know the location. None of us know the location of this. Well, Sheryon, if she took the picture and she was with him. But I'm kind of wondering if this might not have been one of his adventures where she took him out and was going to pick him up in a couple of days. If that was one of his 2 to 4 day adventures. So anyhow, that pretty much is all I wanted to say. When you're carrying stuff like this, binoculars, you're wanting to check out routes, you're wanting to look and see exactly what you're getting yourself into. Slingshot, pick up some food, possibly rabbit, pack rat, chipmunk, ground squirrel. They're all edible. So, to me, these two different slingshots, 9 mil, and I mean, you can use that for defense as well. Is it going to kill a cat? No, probably not. But you zap one in the forehead, and it might think 2 times about if you're going to be his breakfast. Those are indications of a person that wants to live. As far as I'm concerned, that's not something of a person that is depressed and suicidal. Did he struggle with depression? I really don't. I don't know. But everything kind of points to he would have rather have been alive. Just my thought. I kind of wish we had an offside pitcher. Everything's from the right. I'm really curious if he carried some kind of a knife. And he might have just carried a pocket knife. Not everybody carries a belt knife. I don't know. I can't remember. I know he has his gun on his right hip, no knife. And in the MK video, he had his on his left side, he didn't have anything. It was just like that. I guess that part, until new information's gathered, that might be just a question to a lot of people. Doesn't make any difference. To people that are into the knowledge is power and knowledge is lightweight, it makes all the sense in the world. So anyhow, just an observation I wanted to make in the different backpacks. It does give credibility to Sheryon on Kenny's different hikes, different hiking styles. Did he like to push himself? Yeah, I believe so. Everybody liked to see, we all seen that. When he got back to his truck, he had pretty much pushed himself to where instead of trying to take a big gulp of that beer, he should have sat down and drained his water bladder in small portions. Take a mouthful, rinse it around, swallow part, spit part out, take another drink. You start the rehydration at the top and let it work yourself down. Anybody that's out here, if you are hiking and your urine changes color, if your urine has any color, that is a sign of dehydration. That's your number one sign. Once your urine goes dark, that's when that headache comes in. And what the headache is your brain does not have the proper fluids, and your brain is literally shrinking inside your skull. Your brain is pretty much moisture. You can look that up. Anyhow, I believe this picture right here gives credibility to the 2 to 4 day hikes. And so that is my take on that. I just wanted to point out the backpacks. So everybody carry on. Later.